We have quite an update here to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. If you guys remember, it was 2 years ago now that Netanyahu gave a speech at the UN holding pictures of a cartoon bomb to argue that Iran was on the verge of creating the bomb. So we all remember that, and he had, like, lines drawn, and this is 90% creation, and they're almost there, and everybody be afraid, and look at how I have a Wile E. Coyote bomb. So at the time, we called it bullshit. I broke it down for you and explained why it's bullshit, but of course, the U.S. media uncritically and just reflexively reported anything that Netanyahu said and acted like, oh yes, very serious concern, Iran and the bomb. Oh yes, this is something that we should take very seriously. Well, now we learn this, quote, newly released cables reveal that Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, contradicted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's claim in 2012 that Iran would have the ability to produce a nuclear bomb in 1 year. Mossad sent a secret report to South Africa saying it had concluded that Iran was not performing the activity necessary to produce weapons. The cable is part of a trove of sensitive and top-secret documents leaked to Al Jazeera and The Guardian. Boom. So, do you get the picture here? He comes out and does this whole kabuki theater dog and pony show. Oh my God, Iran is such a terrorist state, and they're just like ISIS, and they're just like Al-Qaeda, even though they're Shiites, and the Shiites actually hate Al-Qaeda and hate the Sunni fundamentalists, but who cares about nuance and who cares about the fact that they're enemies? Forget that. Oh, they're just like Al-Qaeda and they have the bomb, and of course, once they get the bomb, they'll use it immediately. That's totally implied in everything I'm saying. But be afraid, we should probably fight Iran. Look at my Wile E. Coyote bomb. That's the argument he made. And meanwhile, his own people, his own intelligence agency behind the scenes was like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, man. I'm looking at the same intelligence you're looking at, right? What does that say? Okay, they're not creating a bomb. And again, what did I say not only at the time, but 3 or 4 times since this incident 2 years ago? When you want to learn about this situation, don't listen to anything that anybody says anywhere. Don't go to any of the media outlets and read the articles from this person or that person. Go directly to the IAEA reports. The IAEA is the International Atomic Energy Agency, and they're responsible for monitoring all this stuff, and they have access in all these different places to look at the nuclear situation. And what they've been consistent. From the beginning, they said, yeah, Iran doesn't have a bomb. They don't even really have the capability to have a bomb. And any nuclear enrichment, uranium enrichment that they're doing right now is simply for their power grid, for electricity, for their people. Every step of the way, the IAEA was like, yeah, no bomb. Nope, not happening. And duncehead Netanyahu just brazenly lying in front of the UN. They're 50%, and they'll be 90% there soon, and they're almost there. They're going to have the bomb. Not true, not true, not true. And again, the implication for that is the exact same as the implication that they did with Saddam Hussein, that the neocons in America did with Saddam Hussein. What's the implication? The second he creates the bomb, the second he has the bomb, he's going to release it immediately and kill us all. That's what's going to happen? You sure about that? Saddam Hussein, for all of his flaws, and he had many, he understood that if he were to attack the U.S. in any way, we would blow up everything in sight in Iraq immediately. He didn't even attack us, and we blew everything up in Iraq immediately. He knew that. The Shiites are not Al-Qaeda. They understand that, mutually assured destruction. You can treat the Iranian regime, albeit they are religious, and certain people in the government are fundamentalist, and they do have the Ayatollahs there, and the whole situation is fucked up. No doubt about that. But if you argue that they're the true believers to the same extent as Al-Qaeda, and that, they'll blow up Israel or the U.S. immediately and expect not to get blown off the map. Nonsense! Hassan Rouhani, the person who was just elected there, is the most moderate leader they've had in a long time. And this dude has been clear. He's been saying from day one, dude, we don't even want a nuclear weapon because if we get it, we know what's going to happen. We know Israel and the U.S. are going to come here and they're going to, screw with our government. And why do they believe that? Because the U.S. did that before. Everybody always forgets the history of Iran, that the U.S. in 1953 overthrew a democratically elected government, Mohammad Mossad to be specific, because he nationalized the oil industry and wanted to make the people of Iran rich off their own natural resources. Oh, what a radical. What a radical. So what do? We say, oh, we can't have that. We need the oil. We overthrew him and put in the Shah, who was a dictator. So they're afraid. They're afraid that the U.S. is going to overthrow them. So, and Israel wants to overthrow them, as Netanyahu is proving here. So they don't even want a bomb. See, this is the thing, man. Whenever you look at the situation, understand that historically it's a fact that the West has been the instigators all along. The West has been the problem in this relationship. Both things can be true, by the way. That you absolutely despise the government of Iran and the religious nature of it and the repression of women's rights and the move away from secularism post the 1979 revolution. All of that can be true, and it can also be true that the U.S. policy towards Iran has historically been beyond fucked up. Israel policy towards Iran, same thing. And they have been the ones who are more picking a fight than the people in Iran are. Both of those things are true, and every day now we get more and more evidence that backs it up. And today now we know that the Israeli intelligence officials were saying all along while Netanyahu was fear-mongering over the bomb, they were saying, what bomb? This guy's crazy.